Guys, oh my gosh. So YouTube has like brand new ways of like doing this darn streaming thing. That was just a little weird. So I apologize for the previous stream. I'm running around today getting things together, picking up stuff, for my granddaughter's birthday party that's happening tomorrow. And have to be living under a rock in order to not see what's going on, right? Very specifically, Minneapolis, I'd be under a rock if I wasn't seeing what's going on. And I've had some discussions with some of you about this, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that this has happened again to another man of color. It breaks my heart that it's happened in Minneapolis again. It breaks my heart to see that the only reaction left for people is this reaction. Hey guys, is what's going on right now, is the rioting and the looting and the setting fire to the precinct. And I just saw that there was a CNN reporter and news crew arrested as well. We can't have that. I may or may not like CNN. Oh, who cares? Regardless, we still have a First Amendment and a free press here in this country. We still have that, theoretically. But this is similar to what I was discussing, what we've been talking about somewhat in regard to how everything else has been handled up until now, the illness and such, is that our rights being taken away from us little by little. A slow drip, little by little. And now we have reporters being arrested based on orders given. Who gave those orders? Who gave the orders to arrest the press? I've seen a lot going on. I've seen a lot of posts, and I understand, and a lot of statements. And I understand it's hard for people to grasp how an entire community could get to a point where they are rioting and looting and destroying everything. And a friend of mine on Facebook posted something I will post later today, as I have time, that Dr. Martin Luther King said. And in I Have a Dream speech, he said that riots are the language of the oppressed when they're not being heard. And that's a summation of an entire lengthy quote. And that's very true. I knew this was going to happen in some form or fashion. And it's happening all over the country, mind you. There's riots because of this murder. There's riots because of continuous, uninterrupted, extended lockdowns. There's riots because people in certain cities and areas are running out of food. And they can't work. This world, but we'll talk about our country, is in the midst of such a polar galvanizing change. Such a, when you have a citizenship that has been in fear, put in fear for months now, mortal fear. And for us, it is a legacy, a lifetime, many lifetimes of this type of thing happening. Many lifetimes of our life force not being appreciated, not being valued, of being bought and sold in various ways. When you have this happen, when you have lifetimes and generations of this happening, it then enters into a group consciousness, a cellular memory, programmed in DNA, handed down. And it's not until and unless we begin to raise that frequency and come out of and empower. And I wish I could see the comments. I'm sure they're great. I wish I could see, but I don't want to hold it here. It is not until that group then begins to rise up and become enlightened and awakened and seek to regain their power that we can begin to repair that DNA. But I'm going to challenge people with something else as well. It's not just us that need to raise our vibrations, right? Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you, sweetie. It is the collective. It is everyone. It is both black, white, Asian, Latino, all races, raising their vibrations, raising their consciousness, because until everyone starts to awaken to the fact that this is the human condition that we have created here in this country, and this country is a great country. Don't get this twisted, guys. For all of our faults, America is still a great country. There are still a multitude of countries around this world that I could not be here speaking on this without some form of censorship, and be almost taking my life into my own hands, right? And potentially getting arrested. Okay? It's still a great country. It's still the land of opportunity. It might be more difficult for me to get that opportunity, but it's still there. But until everyone begins to raise their consciousness, and until all races begin to get triggered or begin to say this isn't right, we can see it. This isn't right. That's the only way that this changes. Thank you, Leo Fire 555. Thank you, sweetheart. That's the only way this changes. It is a collective consciousness raising and awakening. And part of that awakening has occurred already as a result of everyone being locked down and everyone being told what you can and can't do, where you can and can't go, that you can't go to work, that you can't do this, that you can't do that. It's everyone's First Amendment rights, right? Everybody. Our rights being snatched and taken away from us. Right? Let's understand that. It's a real thing. And now all of a sudden, people that never saw this, that people that were so angry because somebody was taking a knee at a football game to bring awareness, now all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a minute, maybe what Mr. Kaepernick was saying and others was actually, there's some truth to it. Maybe. Perhaps. This has awakened groups of people, so I need to give you guys some positivity from this. This has awakened and aligned groups of people now that I never thought would ever be aligned in the natural. Now, what should we be doing in the supernatural? Because no lie, I've had some conversations, like I said, with some people. And not gonna lie to you, baby, I want nothing more than to go to WAR. But we're gonna have to do that in the spirit realm. We're going to have to do our own part in raising our own vibrations. We're going to have to do our own part in raising our own frequencies. We're going to have to do our own part in holding space, as they say in the spiritual world. But in the church, what they say is we got to engage in the spiritual warfare, because I'm going to tell you something. Minneapolis is in trouble. The United States of America is in trouble. We talked about this on Tuesday. Now, no, I did not see this. Let me just put that out there. No, I did not see this. What I did see and what I have been seeing is the necessity for spiritual warfare, the raising up of the dark, the raising up of the shadow, the raising up of the oligarchy that has controlled this world for so very long. This present darkness, the princes, the principalities, the rulers of darkness, that, hey, what's good, El Jubo, what's good, man? Hello to everybody, if I haven't seen it. The raising, right, those dark entities, that darkness, those demons of racism, those demons of slavery, those demons of human control, those demons of poverty, those demons of murder, those demons of, let me keep on, because I'm here, those demons of all manners of economic, social, and spiritual control are raising up at the same time that the light, that those of us who are light workers and those of us who walk in the light are raising up at the same time. And so many are waking up. So many are waking up. So much so. This is a last stand, y'all. This is what y'all have to understand. This is a last stand. Before the full ushering in of the raising of the collective consciousness to, at a base level, a 4D reality, and the rest of us up to a 5D reality. That's what this is. This is a spiritual battle. For we wrestle not against principalities, flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of this present darkness. Now, some people are running around here. I've seen some posts and stuff, and people don't like the fact that I quote the Bible or whatever. They can miss me with it. Okay, y'all can miss me with it, because it's still holy text. It's time for us to, those of us that are meant to fight, those of us that have been called to the battle, it's time for us to go to the battle. It's time for us to take it up. It's time for us to start not just invoking our ancestors and our spirit guides and our angels to come and bring us, but it's time for us to do this for the world. And very specifically over Minneapolis. So that I mean, there are people that are losing their innocent people losing their lives, losing their livelihoods, their businesses and things of that, jobs, whatnot, because of this. And I get it. I am not even coming out here and saying I don't understand. I've lived through this a couple of times before, guys. I was a grown adult. I was outside, as they say, when the LA riots happened. I was outside then. Okay, so this ain't my first go around with this. Definitely not. But this time I know better. This time I understand. This time I'm like, oh no, we're not going to let this happen anymore. I'm not going to sit idly by as an OG and as a spiritual mother and let the next generation of young black men and young black women and let my grandchildren, right, have to grow up in this kind of scenario. The world can't hold it anymore. The world can't hold it anymore, you all. If you wondering what you can do, this is what you do. You lift the veil. You lift the veil of confusion. You lift the veil of hatred. You break the chains of fear over that area. Also, you pray that people, like anybody that is in power, that has the ability to go in and actually arrest these people, those, all four of them. Don't get me wrong. I don't want just the one to put the knee on the man's neck. I want them all. Because the other three stood by there and let that happen. And they wasn't all white. So let's not get that twisted either. This ain't nothing about no darn white nationalists. Let me tell you something else. I'd rather have a person that comes up to my face and calls me the N-word. You know why? Rather than stab me in my back and smile in my face. You know why? Because I know exactly where you stand, pimpin'. I know where you stand. See, we got to stop being milk toast and marshmallows. I'ma rather hear you say to me, you don't like me because of the color of my skin. Because at least I know you keeping it a stack. Now, back to the prayers. Let me get, now that was my little, I get Angela Davis on y'all in a hot second. Anyway, we need to pray that the people that are in power, that have the power and the ability to make arrests, because that's what happens in these cases, right? Somebody is seen or is known that there's a possibility, or that we know for a fact there was a knee on the neck for 8 minutes. And we know for a fact there was 3 other people that were complicit parties to the crime. Some of y'all know about that party to crime. That PTAC right there, y'all know about that. Don't act like y'all don't. Y'all ain't brand new either. All 4 of them. Because that's what happens, right? So we need to pray, and we need to pray for the move of the Spirit, and move, right? The move, that they are moved to begin the process of justice immediately. And then we need to then come in and pray for healing. So it's release of fear, right? We need to help, to come in and help assuage and break the rage so that healing can come in. But healing cannot come in until justice begins. And we, first and foremost, pray hard that everyone, I don't care, from the president on down, I don't care if you don't like that man, I don't care. Now, he says some stupid crap, and if I could get in front of him, I would slap him dead upside his head sometimes for the Gemini stuff he says. Oh, but I still believe that his heart can be moved. I do. And I still believe that what we are here to do is to push back the darkness. We're here to push back the darkness. We are here to vanquish. We are here to make our enemies our footstools. Because what must happen will happen no matter what. This earth, the very foundation and very foundational and base frequency of this earth must be raised in order for us to continue on as humanity. This will happen no matter what. Do you understand? Now, it might not happen the way that, in fact, I could tell you straight up, it ain't going to happen the way that a lot of us have been told it would happen. But this will happen no matter what. It is our job to help usher it in. You know, everything is real awesome. Love, light, blah, blah, blah. That's great. I'm not saying blah, blah, blah is disrespectful. Please understand that. But there's also time where you have to take your place and take your power. Even if you are half a world away, even if you are all the way across the country, this needs to be lifted across this entire country so people can see and so justice is served. We will not be bound. We will not be gagged. We will not be masked. Unless you decide to. That's your business, and that's fine. If you need to protect yourself or protect your children, I completely understand that. I have no issue. But we will not be judged either. We will not be put upon. We will not be tread upon. We will not be murdered. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Now, I love my Caucasian people that are on here. White people. They doing it to us. They could do it to you, and they've been showing you all this time. With this darn Ronas. They done showed you what they can do to y'all too. This ain't just us anymore. Hello? They just use us to divert attention from and to create a powder keg in this country. We've always been used like that. We're not going to stand for it anymore. And it's about time. The one thing I can say from all of this is I've seen a coming together across racial lines and across political lines. I did not think I would ever see that in my lifetime. But I am. But we are. We're all coming together. All coming together. So it's time for us to raise up and fight. It's time for you. I'm not saying travel to Minneapolis, please. I don't want you to put your mortal life in danger. What I am saying is, though, it's time for you to invoke your angels. It's time for you to invoke your ancestors. It's time for you to direct them to the rage, the tyranny. That's what it's time to do. It's time to war in the spirit. It's 12:12 there. It's 11:11 here. So I know good and gosh darn well if we're saying what we're saying. It's true. It's time. It's been past time. I'm going to figure out a time period that we can get together to pray, to war, to manifest healing, peace, and justice as a collective. We need to do a live broadcast as such so we can get that done. Because it's time. Yes, silence does equal violence. Hello, aloha. Let me grab this phone so I don't have to read. Oh, we're not powerless. We're not powerless. We are not powerless. Not powerless at all. We have to understand. Okay, Keza, I see you. Listen, the human race, not everyone's going to change. Not everyone changed as each consciousness, as each elevation is coming to the earth. Not everyone will change, but I can guarantee you that it's going to be a situation where laws and such are different, where rules, humanity is different. Okay? That I can assure you of. Let's see what else we got going on here. Thank you guys for being here. I so appreciate it. Hey, TJ. Hey, Janet and Cece. Hey, Miss Sharon. Hey, Gabriel. How are you? Yes, it is definitely an oligarchy. Yes. Our system has time span. Exactly. But listen, let me tell you something. Y'all need to be doing exactly what we're doing here in Wisconsin. These people could be recalled. Find out your recall laws, how you go about recalling people. They gotta go. Money does, but let me tell you something. Okay, TJ, that's a very good thing to say. Very good thing to say. Listen, money does. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you all something. Money is a frequency. So why are we not manifesting on that frequency? Well, y'all, I'm showing y'all my goodies. Why? So don't think because you lack millions of dollars that all of a sudden you can't, right? We can manifest that frequency. It's just that other people up until this point have manifested on that frequency for centuries. Been getting these downloads a lot about DMT and some other things. We're going to talk about it. Quantum manifestation is real, and we have to understand how powerful we are in our divinity so that we manifest what we need and stop confusing needs and wants and walking in our purpose. Then we end up manifesting more, right? It falls all into place as you walk in your purpose. My money is just a frequency, baby. And when I learned that money was just a frequency, it changed. Everything changed. That's all it is. There's no mystery to it. None. Maybe a little bit, but I'll teach y'all. Now, I might not be a millionaire, but all my needs are more than met. And my wants, let me tell you, all my needs and my wants are met. I'm more than enough. And I have enough to bless. I don't need to be a millionaire, right? All right, I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you guys for hanging with me. People that stick together move mountains. Yes, yes. Thank you, Vernell. Yes. If we come together as one unified, hey, Daisy, and hey, Evolves, if we come together as one group, as one voice, as one consciousness, as one unit, mountains must move. And mountains are a representation of governmental structures and ruling structures and ruling classes. Mountains represent that. Seas represent collective groups of people. So let's move the mountains. Okay? Let's move the mountains. All right, guys. I'm going to talk to y'all in a little while. Let me continue to do the ripping and the running. Y'all will be okay. We're all going to be okay. But we're going to get together and get this taken care of, okay? I promise you that. I promise you that. All right. I will talk to y'all soon. Love you. Stay safe. Bye-bye.